Okay, we're going to go through standard to factored form. And instead of using one of the many different styles or processes of factoring, we're just going to use the quadratic formula. So we're just going to use a formula that we know will take us there. And remember, this is the idea, and I guess I should have wrote the other one in. This is our standard form, right? And we're going to go to a factored form. And the factored form is the a is the same, and x minus r minus s. And the r and the s are x-intercepts. Okay, that's what we're doing with those. So we're going to move from standard to factor form, and we're just going to use a formula. Sometimes formulas are the easiest things to remember because we just got to know bed mass. So this is our standard form, and we have to know which is our A, B, and our C. So 5 is our A, 10 is our B, negative 15 is our C, which works out excellent because we're just going to plug these values in and follow the process to solve what our x is. And our x is technically x-intercepts, so maybe I'll write that. I'm going to say x roots. Okay, I'm going to write that under there because it could be confusing because we might get a value of x and we're not replacing the x's in the factor form. The two values, we'll get two values here, and whatever they are, one will replace r and one will replace s. And it doesn't matter which replaces which, it's the same idea. Okay, so let's work through this. So the roots, or the x, is equal to, so x roots equal negative. Our b value is 10 plus or minus square root of, being very proper, everything nice, and then the rest will work in black. Okay. B again is 10 squared minus 4 times the a value is 5 times the c value, which is 15. And all of that is above 2 times the a value, which is, again, 5. Okay, so we got all that info. Now we just kind of follow our bed mass. So the x roots, x-intercepts are equal to, this is negative 10 plus or minus. We'll do one step at a time. Do you know what 10 squared will be?
5.
Take your calculator out because we're going to double it. So it's 10 times 10. And 10 times 10 will give us 100. Okay. Now, the second part can be a little confusing. I want you on your calculator to follow along. Think of this like negative 4 times 5 times negative 15. Okay? And we're going to plug that all in. So negative 4 times 5 times negative 15. And we get 300. Okay? And not only get 300, it's a positive value. So we actually write in plus 300 here, okay, because it's positive. So we've equated that and that part. The last thing we're going to do is 5 times 2, and that's going to give us a value of 10. Okay? And I won't write x roots anymore. Negative 10 plus or minus 100 plus 300. Do you know what that's going to be?
400.
Yeah. Square root of 400, which will be something that'll be hard for us to work out. Divided by 10. Now some people do the next step, some people split here, but I'm going to just talk about the split. Maybe we'll do the next step. But this says plus or minus, and what that means is we're going to do this question with just the plus sign here, and then we're going to do this question again as soon as that plus sign fades. It's lasting longer than I thought. With just a minus sign here. So we split in two. So you know what, I'll split it right now. Okay, so red and red. So it's going to equal negative 10 plus root 400 divided by 10 and negative 10 minus root 400 divided by 10. So now we're solving for two things. And we can probably do this all in one step in our calculator, depending on how good we are. I'm going to find the root of 400, okay? And then we're going to be subtracting 10 from that number and then dividing all of this by 10. So subtract 10. Oh yeah, root 400 would be 20. That makes sense. Minus 10 is 10. And then I divide it by 10. So divided by 10, 1, yay. So we got 1 as one of them. And the other one here, what do I do with that calculator? There it is. We know this is going to be 20, so it's negative 10 minus 20. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Root 400? Okay. So negative 10 minus 20 gives us negative 30 divided by 10, negative 3. So the other value is negative 3. Okay. So this is our R, and this is our S for the factored form. So recall that f at x is equal to a, and then x minus r, and x minus s. Okay? And we're going to replace r and s with those. So we get a x minus 1, okay? Even though it's positive, we have to write a negative in front of it. And here it will become x minus negative 3. So what happens when those are kind of beside each other?
Becomes plus.
Yeah, so we have a x minus 1, x plus 3. Excellent. We're still missing one thing. What's that? The
A value.
And do we know what it is?
5.
Yeah, it's whatever the a value is in the standard form. So it's 5. So a is 5. So we get 5 x minus 1 x plus 3. And there you go. You got your factored form. It was a long process because we'd use quadratic formula, but at least it's strictly a formula, and we can easily get a factored form. And even if it wasn't whole numbers, because if it's not whole numbers, you can't really use those styles of factoring, this will work. You can build decimals into factor form if you need to.
Okay.
Okay.